I took this trade in the K period. You can see it's pulling back to that node that I've highlighted. Once I see it kind of acting the way that I wanted it to, I'll get in the contract. I'm just kind of checking to see what that distance is between the K low and the J low. You can see how that J didn't fill those singles when it pulled back. So I thought, there was pretty good momentum besides the fact that, we've been pushing out of there, pushing higher with some pretty good momentum. So I thought there was a chance that we would fix that, the top there where it was the IJK high. I thought for sure they'd want to clean that up, at least clean that up. If not, best case, move higher. So I think the best trade today was the G period. I took that when it come out of balance, when it come back down, couldn't rotate all the way back down. And then as that bounced out of there, I entered and I got out of that right around the D high. But I only had one contract, so I was out at that point. And, if I would have had two, I would have aimed for that overnight high just below that POC because I thought, that's probably where they were headed. But with the one contract, I didn't want to risk it. Then you had a decent, you could have got into, or you had a decent opportunity in H period, I think, when you retested the overnight high. That pullback in I was pretty good. And, J, I was kind of waiting for it to pull back a little bit farther, so I didn't take that one. And I just thought I would take this K, considering it didn't break that, the J low. So I thought, like I said, I thought for sure that they would want to fix that high up there at least. And that is right around where the 100% of the initial balance is at. I always bring it in just a little bit. So it probably does line up pretty much with that, where it actually is. I always measure it and then bring my line in just a little bit extra. So this trade's more about what it doesn't do, because what I was thinking is if it was going to break, once it broke over that I high, it should take off, and it just doesn't. So it starts to kind of fall back. And what I was aiming for was, either the 510, the 610, the 615, the 620. I thought there was a good chance we could make it up to 620 if it did break. And then I was measuring my 40 ticks, which is right in there. So depending on how we got there, I would, especially if we got over that, I wouldn't give up the 40 ticks. And right in here, I'm looking for the 20 ticks, which is basically the minimum that I'm shooting for. And it happens to line up with that high there. I'm kind of stretching that target out of the way, thinking, if we break, it could really push through there. And I wanted to be able to watch it and see how it reacted if it did get up to that, 610 area. I expected it to have some hesitation there. Best case, it was going to push right through. Here, I'm getting to the point where, I'm past my 20 ticks. I'm not going to let this come back on me. I've got a decent profit for the day. I'm not interested in taking a loss at this point, especially. Again, I'm only trading one contract just to keep it reasonable. There's my 20 ticks. And I really wanted to see, like I was saying earlier, it's kind of what it doesn't do. I wanted to see this really push out of there and get some excitement about moving higher. And it just doesn't do it. It just kind of grinds around here and starts to fall back. So I thought that was the best thing I could do is with one contract, decent profit in for the day. I might as well just cut it off here. And, if it would have taken off, I would stay in it. But I go ahead and close it here right around the 20 ticks, which is my minimum that I would take or accept for a trade. And then the K period did end up coming back and flush through that overnight high, which is the orange line right down there. And you had an opportunity to buy that, but I didn't know whether we were going to fall back into the range or, I just left it alone at that point.